Hey there, fans of Brotherly Love Wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City.
Hey there, Brotherly Love Wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
No! They said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And on today's show, we have the two-time winner of the FTC Rumble. And he currently holds the trophy for over 735 days. He is the time traveler, DeLorean Diggs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Like, huge fan of the show. I'm actually glad to be on here, actually. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
I got a question.
Are
you doing this show from your DeLorean? Is that why we're in the car?
We'll say, yeah, we're doing it from the DeLorean. I'm still working on one right now. It's been a year. That's the best way to put it. It's been a year.
It's been like a 3-year.
True.
It feels like it's all been one long ass year.
Yes, yeah.
I know, right? That's just the crazy thing about it, because like thinking about it, like, I mean, with the show coming up, like, I remember like kind of hearing about it like in June. I was like, all right, like, you know, blackout's gonna happen, and then like now it's just like we're a couple days out, and I'm just like, what did I do for like the last like months leading to it? Because I feel it's like right now it's gonna happen. I'm just like, oh man, this year has been a blur.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like life just in general has been a blur. I mean, you guys are on the road a lot more than we are per se, traveling towns and towns. So like, I can imagine everything gels together. Just a mundane job, day to day. It's just like
right.
It all comes together. So when you actually have an extra thing to think about, like wrestling in front of people, and actually, I mean, I'm sure that's the fun part though. But
it's the fun. Like, honestly, like, I'm pretty sure I might be that. I'm one of like many wrestlers that can echo, like, when it comes to wrestling, like, honestly, like, that's the one thing I look forward to outside of some wrestling Twitter, because sometimes that is just that's a nightmare in itself. But like, it's just something about like hearing like a crowd go crazy, whether they cheer you or boo you, seeing people that's captivated with everything, and like it's just in awe. Like, and it's just like the wrestling fan in me as well too. It's just like, man, like, you know, wrestling is cool in a lot of ways. Like it reaches out something different, and I can say like I'm humble, fortunate enough that I'm able to do that, and I hope I inspire people when it comes to things like that. But honestly, like, wrestling has always been my escape from just life, from things in general. Like, it's the one thing that actually makes me happy. Well, I should say one of two things, because if I don't mention my fiance makes me happy, she probably will kill me.
Smart.
Speaking from experience, yes.
Yeah.
She will. You won't live that down. And Larry can echo that.
Man, I know.
Luckily, neither one of our significant others ever watch or listen to the show, so we can talk as much shit as we want, honestly. But for your case, we'll know.
But I feel as though she would probably she would watch it just to be like, oh, so like I'm this now all of a sudden. I was like, I didn't say it like that. Just think of something to stretch it a little bit.
Is anything about women they can flip your words like Picasso painting?
I know, right?
Yeah, you could say one thing, and in your head you're like, "I really mean it this way," and she flips it back to you, you're like, "How the hell did she take my words and turn it into that?"
Right. I was just like, they're nowhere near like. I was like, that's nowhere near what I'm saying, but you meant it though. And then after you start thinking, did I mean it though? Like, really?
Maybe I did mean subconsciously. Maybe I did mean it that way, and now you're
Right.
apologizing. You didn't even think you should apologize for it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, some Sith Lord Jedi mind trick is basically what I like to call it.
Yeah, they really do. They own you. I mean,
Mhm.
you put the ring on, and they know they've got you. And you can try and outthink them as much as you want, but it never works. Never.
Oh no, it never works. As a guy that rarely thinks, oh no, it never works for me.
I did have I had a follow up for what we were just talking about, and how wrestling is your escape, and it's like it's something you enjoy to do. Like, how do you keep like the positivity going, and how do you like kind of weave through bullshit and keep it positive? Like, how does it like not feel like work, like you're going to a job? Like, how do you keep that differentiated?
Well, so like for me, I'll say it's like a couple. There's a couple things. One of them is just that, like you hear people always talking about like, when it comes to like their persona or like their character, usually it's like either like with like a hidden personality or something like, basically acting. For me, my character is basically me amplified times like 100. So I would think that like, I mean, it's like one of those like, I feel as though when it comes to myself, it's like, I think that, I don't have to fake put on like, when you're at a job, like you gotta dress a certain way. You gotta say things this way. You can't be too blunt and obvious with a customer because like, you'll get some people that like snap back at it. Whereas in wrestling, like, I mean, you can do a little jaw jacket and all that, but it's out of just pure entertainment. And you know what? You might get, you either get a fan out of it or you get a heckler out of it, which how you look at it can be pretty well. And I just feel as though when it comes to pushing out the negative, when it comes to a lot of things, I just feel as though it's one of those things where it helps that, I mean, I guess 9 times out of 10, it kind of helps taking out your aggression on one person where it's just like, oh, I got a bad day. Like, I'm just going to just go ballistic and just like chop somebody, punch somebody. And, they're going to do the same and vice versa, which, I mean, it's a stress reliever to say the least. I mean, depending on how you look at it. I mean, I'll say both of those things though, too, to be honest with you. It's just like one of those things you go into it knowing that like nothing can upset me outside of like, me upsetting myself, like having it be your zen basically. And I sound like real like self to one when it came to saying that it's super zen, but at least for me, it's just like, like if I'll walk out the curtain, all my problems honestly is gone. Leading up to a match of some sort, like, usually they always say if you ain't nervous about something, then like you're not having fun. Like, and usually like there's times where, I do get nervous, but that means like I'm really excited to actually like wrestle and all that. And there's times where the nervousness don't hit me right away. It slowly creeps. And then when it's there, it's just like, gotcha. And I'm just like, oh, we're here. Oh, we're definitely here. Oh, I forgot where I was at for a point in second. No, I'm here. All right, let's do this, I guess.
I feel like the second one's a lot worse than the first one.
True. I don't know. Like, I guess I'm a little bit calm a little bit sometimes. I think that's just me being weird, to be honest with you. That it's just like the second one is just as calming as the first, but with the second one, people will be like, I can't handle this. I'm out. No, absolutely not.
So I did want to ask, hold on, Joe, 1 second. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Since you are a 2-time winner and you're going for the 3rd time, What do you attribute the success? Is there something that you do that you think that makes you more equipped to win these? Is it dumb luck? What is it going into this third one now that maybe that you can pull this off in 3 in a row?
So I'll rewind it back to the first one, the first time I won it, being the inaugural winner. The first time me winning it, you can call it dumb luck just because, I mean, everybody has a chance to be the first, like, everybody has a chance to win it, but there's only one person that can win it for the first time and be like the first ever. So I'll consider that dumb luck. And then fast forward it a year later when I decided, you know what, like, I got a chance to do something that nobody else has done. So I get to basically choose my fate on going first or last. And I chose to actually, I'm going to start it and I'm going to go the distance, call my shot, you know. And I felt as though then, like, winning it the first time helped me really, really build up my confidence. Winning it the second time truly not only helped me help prove myself to myself, but prove, I mean, to the management of Black Wrestlers Matter that I can be that guy to where if you want to lean on somebody, if you want a number to call, I can definitely be that person. And I feel as though my advantage is because you got people that going up to the match, they don't do nothing leading up to it. Like me, like I train hard, I hit the gym hard, and leading up this week, I can say that with my when it comes to my regimen, especially when it comes to outlasting a Rumble style, Battle Royal style match, I just emphasize a lot of cardio to where I can be battle tested and prepared to go the distance. Now, I added a couple things different this year than last year, which I feel as though it will help mentally prepare me to win it again. Because I feel as though I have a lot more to prove. I'll say this time around than the other 2 times around, mostly because I feel as though, and this might sound a little bit selfish, this might sound a little bit egotistical, but I feel as though I'm not getting the respect I rightfully deserve. And why I say that is because, like, everybody that's in the match, they said stuff, they took jabs, they called me a little bitch and all that, and just use a lot of false narratives to where, you know, I feel as though I'm being not only overlooked, but I'm being disrespected a little bit. Like, in hindsight, I helped set the table to where people that are getting this opportunity or getting another chance at this opportunity, they can eat off the same table that I helped lay a foundation on and I helped build. And I haven't gotten I respect what you've done, or thank you for actually doing what you did with you being a 2-time Trophy Rumble winner, holding it for over 735 days or anything like that. I haven't gotten nothing outside of some recognition from a few fans, from Black Wrestlers Matter itself. But the people in this match, all I got is I got the exact opposite of that. And some of it could be they're jealous of the success that I have with the trophy and success I'm going to continue to get with this trophy. So it's a little bit more of, I know what I can do. The people that are in this match don't know, they think they know what they can do, but I feel as though they truly don't know what they can do, because I've won this twice. And I know what it takes to win. And if it comes to that time where, there might be that one guy or girl, because I'm not going to discriminate, because the first year there was a girl that's in it and she knocked my block off. That if they can show me otherwise, then I would gladly hand this trophy. But until then, I don't see nobody knocking me off my mountaintop.
So if you win for a third time, does that automatically put you in the front of the line for the Silver Smoker?
I feel as though I've been in the front of that line for, I'll say about a year now. But I feel as though me winning it the third time, it has no choice but to catapult me right in the front.
Right past Brooke?
I wouldn't say past Brooke, because truth be told, I say because she deserved it and she won it last year to be the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though, and this might sound a little bit of some shots being thrown. I feel as though Brooke should have a shot this year at this one over JDX already, because, and granted, I know I've seen Josh says that he doesn't hit a woman, and I in the man in him, I respect that. But also, she bust her ass. She won the match that entitled her to be the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel as though you would need other people to help be contenders to it. Like, let's just say like a ranking system. I feel as though I should be number 2 or damn near tied for first when it comes to it, just because I feel as though me winning this 2 times already, being a back-to-back winner, holding a trophy longer than the person that's currently holding the Silver Smoker, I feel as though that may give me a little bit more leverage than others. And this ain't no disrespect towards all the great African-American wrestlers that are not only on this card, but that's out wrestling right now, because there is a lot of them. But I feel as though I am definitely the one. I can definitely be one of the people that is, I will say, top 2. No shot against Brooke. She deserves her chance. But I feel as though after that, I'm right behind it. I feel as though I should be next after her.
Well, if anything, it might leapfrog her because she's not going to be able to attend this show. So
yeah,
she's
I saw that.
She's not going to be able to attend Blackout. So another strong showing and another win for you might, by default, put you as the number 1 contender.
It might do that. Like, I mean, I feel as though if the powers at be winning it 3 times in a row, I feel as though when that happens, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when that happens, I feel as though that should put me right in the front.
If anything,
maybe if this leads to a match with Brooke down the road for like to show who's like the true number 1 contender, I wouldn't say no to that. Brooke is great, and I wouldn't mind, testing myself out with one of the best that's out, or heck, do a triple threat.
So I wouldn't
mind that as well too.
The old triple threat match for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
How many good ones have been over the years where there's been triple threat match? It adds that extra element of surprise into it.
Mm-hmm. And I feel as though a triple threat would be great because that surprise element and would be myself. Because I feel as though because Brooke, everybody's done their, like, whoever, like, let's just fast forward. Let's just say, Ja beats JDX. Like, JDX knows enough about Brooke, and you can even say vice versa with Ja. Ja knows a lot about Brooke, but those 3 people don't know a whole lot about me, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to keep an eye on me or do their homework on me. They're just going to be like, "Oh, this guy that run a Rumble 2-3 times in a row," and they might even throw some shots and jabs, be like, "Oh, a guy that couldn't make it to the main show, a guy that's a pre-show guy." Like, they might not take me serious, and you know what? I will welcome that, and I will accept that they're not going to take me serious, because that would be the downfall of basically them thinking they're going to win the match.
I think out of all those three, I can't see a JDX or a Brooke, for that matter, overlooking any challenger there may be. Now, I think all three of us know the attitude that Ja takes into most of his matches.
He can talk the talk like nobody can.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I can't see a JDX or Brooke overlooking anyone, especially you, who, if you're in, like you said, or when you win that third one in a row, that puts even more clout behind your name. I can't see that happening.
Yeah, and honestly, I love to be proven wrong on a lot of things, and I hope I get proven wrong if it comes down to that situation, to where they've done their homework. They're like, oh no, I actually respect what you've done. I know what you've done. I know what you can do. And I would gladly be like, well, I'm sorry for doubting you, thinking that you overlooked me, because I feel as though to get a shot at the Silver Smoker, that the people that are involved in it, you can't overlook. Because if you overlook them, one false step and then dream's over like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent at the top of that list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tons of it.
So I wanted to kind of go back and backtrack a little bit about like the feeling of that you get. Like, how was the feeling different for this event? Like, how was the anticipation different? How was the whole vibe different leading up to an event like Blackout as opposed to other events that you've been a part of?
I mean, I will say one of the things I will say is we're in Chicago. Chicago's a huge wrestling city. And it'll be the first time in a while that I've wrestled in Chicago. So it makes things like really a big fight field more than anything. I feel as though personally, and nothing against, the Iowa area, the few times I've wrestled there. And I feel as though another thing that makes it different is that even with the people that are, again, with the people that's in the match, I feel as though this crop of people are just overlooking basically the standard I've set when it comes to basically being the For the Culture Rumble winner. I feel as though for example, like there's a guy who I really can't stand named Alvin Falcone, who basically said that Pride got me in the first one to win it. Pride again got me to win it the second one, but that same pride I have with everything I do is going to be my downfall this year. And then, I got other people complaining about that they don't get the recognition they deserve, because most of the people that are in this match are from Chicago, and they feel like that by proxy, and I put in quotes on the proxy, that they're a shoe-in to win it, when there's like 15 other people that's from Chicago. So it's just like that doesn't help your claim out. And then there's other people that was in this match, that was in it, whether it was last year or the year before, that of course things didn't go out the way they intended it to. Like one guy is his name's Flash Harris, that's in this match. He was mad because this guy was in it last year, and literally, but the moment I blinked, he was already eliminated from the match. So
that's not good.
Oh no, it's not good at all. So he has no chance of winning this as well too. And then there's another guy that's in it who he thinks he's a king of some sort, and he, like he reminds me of a farce King Booker per se. So I don't believe none of that at all. Like everything he said, because he's talking about calling people peasants, and that how he had to leave Chicago to build himself up to come back to basically say like everything that I touch is mine, basically being like a spoiled little brat. So I feel as though, just to sum it all up, I feel as though with this year there's a lot of ego. And it's not just this is not ego from me. It's just a lot of ego in itself, to where people feel as though that they're privileged to be the Rumble winner without even the match even starting, without even stepping in the ring and testing themselves against the guy that has held it for over, again, 700 days. And I might sound like a broken record saying it, but for 700 days, me being the For the Culture Rumble winner elevated my career. And I just think that that's what people don't understand, how badly I want to win this again, just to prove all the doubters, prove on the naysayers that the first time I won it, the world closed on me due to COVID. So I had a chip on my shoulder that second year to prove, with the world opening up again, that this was just not, I'm not a one-trick pony, that I can do this again, and with things opening up, like, it can expand my horizon, which I have done. I have won it again, and I have been hitting the road, hitting the towns, like being in new places, being in new promotions. And I feel as though I've helped elevate what that trophy can represent and bring. But I feel as though winning it one more time will cement my legacy. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about me establishing my legacy and being one of the best people that's on the Black Wrestlers Matter roster. Is that I need to make sure that, because I mean, we have the Brooke Valentines in the world, we have the Jossies in the world, we have the JDX in the world, we have the Mock Outlaws in the world, Camaro Jackson, Kenny Alfonso, Devon Monroe. I can go on and on and on about the people that I respect, that has a name, that hopefully one day I can go blow for blow, tit for tat with them, and test myself. And I feel as though with the people in this match, they're not seeing it through the lens I'm seeing it. That this is more than just having an accolade or a claim. This is more than just saying that I've did this and I don't care about it anymore. Like, truth be told, I care about this trophy. I care about this match more ways than one. People can go to bed and sleep and forget about this match, like the match if they're in it. I never forget about it. As they say that you never forget about your first time. But like, I remember my first time, I remember my second time, which resulted in me being a back-to-back winner. Now I'm gonna remember my third time when I successfully win this as being that guy that can go and be the man. And again, this is not this can be considered as a shot towards to the people that's in this match, even to the people that's not in this match. If this is a shot towards you guys, it's a shot towards you guys. It's personal to me, it's business for me. And I feel as though with that chip I have, it's gonna make me win this again.
So it's clearly you have a standard that you want to live up to, but what is also apparent that I've heard is that you know what you have to do, and you have, like, your ego isn't involved, because you know you still have work to do to get to that top spot. Like, you see it, but it's not fogging your vision so much to know that, look, I know I still have to do more to get to a different level. Like, you don't think you're at the level already. You're not complacent of where you are. You know that there's still work to be done.
Correct. Because I feel as though I can always be better. I can always improve myself. I can always tap into another level and be better than I am. And I feel as though people nowadays, some people are very complacent with where they're at, and they don't put in the work. They don't train themselves. They don't, their passion ain't as big as mine, because I feel as though for me that, like, I love this too much, and I'm not settled with being like, okay, I've done this. I've done this. I'm just gonna be satisfied with where I'm at and just be complacent, or being like, shoot, I didn't get it then. Well, there's always a tomorrow. I guess I'll look forward to then and not do nothing about it except just eat like a pint of ice cream and just cry like a little girl about it. No, I'm just gonna be like, I can be better than where I am now. And I know I can be better than where I'm at now. Like where I'm at now, it's pretty great. I can surpass that. And I feel as though that's what puts me ahead of the rest of the people that are in this match, is because I'm okay with failing. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I've established something that a lot of people say that they can't do, and what most people won't do. And I feel as though is that with me being accepting the failure, I know as well too, when it comes to my failure, I know what levels of success I can do and I can make myself produce. And I feel as though with those two things being my outlier, I feel as though it puts me ahead of everybody. And I feel as though with the people that are in it, they don't have that outlier. They don't have that. Oh, I didn't like, I'm acceptable to losing, because some people are bitter. When you lose, you become bitter. That it's human nature. You don't, I mean, for example, for Michael Jordan has failed before. And some people were just like, oh, when Michael Jordan fails, he became bitter. When Kobe Bryant failed, he became bitter. No, what they do is they recognize what it is to be at their lowest of lows, but they know what they have to do to be at the highest of highs. And they didn't complain about it. They didn't just sit and mope about it. No, they put in the work. And that's one thing I'm consistently doing, is putting in the work, trying to improve myself, push myself to my highest limits, and seeing, okay, I can go further than this. I know I can be better than this. And the other people, they just complacent. They don't want it more than I do. And that's what it all comes down to.
So here's a question for you. What one person would be across the ring from you that you think would bring out the absolute best in you and give you the most that you've ever had, and be able to put on the best performance that you've ever put on?
To be honest with you, do I want to say people that are in the match, or people that's not in the match? Anybody. So I feel as though I got a few people in mind. And if I don't name you, no disrespect. It's just, I feel as though with these people, I consider them to be the standard bearer of what I can be, or what I can become when it comes to being the absolute best. JDX, Jossie. There's a guy that's been grinding my gears for better part of a couple months, but he's pushed me, and his name is Alvin Falcone. And I would say, talking about Brooke, I know Brooke can do that because she's a heavy hitter, and she drops anybody. And I feel as though she definitely can bring that out. And Kenny Alfonso is another one that I really want to cross the ring with one day. And honestly, I will say those are my four. Those would be like my four pillars.
And this would be all first-time matchups?
All except for Alvin Falcone, because I've wrestled him a few times.
But he's one that has already brought the best out of you.
Correct.
Or one.
Yes,
so you think
correct.
The other ones would do the same thing, but in different ways.
Correct.
I feel like there'd be a lot more mind games if you were to go face-to-face with Jossie.
A lot more mind games for sure, because I feel as though with Ja, he's great at what he does. One of the things he's great at is talking, because he can talk Chinese to a deaf man and believes that he's speaking to him in French. And I feel as though he can back up all the words that he said, but I feel as though mentally I would have to prepare myself for it. Now, when it comes to JDX, I feel as though I'll have to challenge myself all around when it comes to him. because it's more physical, it's physical, mental, and emotional, or how bad do I really want it? And I feel as though Brooke is more of the physical standpoint because she's a powerhouse.
I agree. I feel like it's three very different matchups that would prepare you in completely different ways. It would be kind of like if you rolled them all into one. As funny as it would be, like the total package of wrestling.
Honestly, that's a good way of putting it.
Well, as you said, you just took the mouth, the promo, the manipulator in Jossie, the speed, the quickness, the athleticism, JDX, and then the sheer power and just domination of Brooke.
Yeah, that is actually the total package. Right there.
You roll them all into one person, you're fighting Thanos.
Yeah. And Thanos ain't gonna snap on this one, man. I tell you, I ain't letting him snap.
Good luck. You would definitely have to go back in time a couple times.
Oh yeah, definitely a couple times.
So, DeLorean, I do want to kind of turn a little bit because, like we said in the very beginning, you are the time traveler. Your name, your first name, DeLorean. Obviously, you have to be a fan of Back to the Future. And I've seen a couple of your posts about the 90s. So by that, I assume that we are all around the same age. Like I saw one that you put up was the 90s starter kit. And it was a Blockbuster video, and it was TGIF, and it was the Pizza Hut, the long pizza, and just everything that it just screamed nostalgia to me and put me back into a Friday night back in the 90s. Like it was, and there was a picture of GoldenEye, and there was everything that was on that. There's something about that era, that decade, that we look at so lovingly that I don't think look, the 80s are a great decade, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, without a question.
But the 90s, there's something about the 90s that us 90s kids, it's hard to beat that decade.
Hold on. I'm gonna steal your word real quick. And as you described that whole TGIF setup, it was a Zen-like experience. It was Zen. It was.
Yes.
Put me back in front of freaking the TV, and I'm just like, this is where I want to be Friday night.
Right. So, short end story of, because I know when it came to I loved Back to the Future. Yes. And the story when it comes to that is, so my mom, God rest her soul, my dad and my grandma was watching Back to the Future 2. So around that time, they were thinking of names because I'm a twin. I got a fraternal brother. So they were thinking like, okay, like let's start thinking of names now. So what should we think of for names? They said, okay, for the oldest, we'll use Demetrius because why not? It's a common name, somewhat common name. And then it was like, all right, let's just think of a name that's just nobody completely has something that's unique, random, but like awesome at the same time. And like without a drop of a hair, my grandma was like, why don't you name him DeLorean? Nobody has that name. And plus, everybody loves DeLorean and Back to the Future. So me being a kid, hearing that story, of course, I gotta, as a kid, I gotta see what the hype is about. I gotta watch Back to the Future. I gotta watch Back to the Future 2. I gotta watch Back to the Future 3. And I will say it's one of the best trilogies of all time.
Second.
So it's just like, yes, like I love it. And it's something about nostalgia for me that it takes me back. Like, like from like, sitting in a Toys R Us back then, going to the gaming aisle, seeing like an N64 and a PlayStation or a Sega Dreamcast have the demos, and you just sitting there and playing it for a while.
Just look it up. Yep. Breaking your neck.
Looking way up, trying to play, or even like when Blockbuster was a thing. Like, man, like before there was a Netflix, there was a Blockbuster. Before there was a Hulu, there was a Blockbuster. Like, I mean, there was Hollywood Videos depending on where you went at.
Mhm.
Where it's just like, I mean, you don't have to go to like a Walmart or Walgreens, depending on where to go to get like popcorn and soda. Everything's right there where you need it.
Yep.
Like, got popcorn there, you can get the tub there if you need it. Got some candies, hey, like, you know, get some Mike and Ike's or get some Dippin' Dots, get whatever you like. It's a variety. And it's just like the TV show, man, they don't make TVs like they used to too, man. Like, I remember getting into a debate with someone about actually Ninja Turtles, actually, believe it or not. And so this person, I'm not gonna say their name, I'm not gonna talk about their age, but they were just like so like the Ninja Turtles that they're doing now, they just don't hit. And like one of his friends was just like, I kind of like them, to be honest with you. So then I was just like, so you prefer this series over all the other stuff that they've done? And he was talking about which one? I would say like the 2018, 2019 Ninja Turtle series, which it's good for what it was. But for me, like, I love the late 80s, early 90s Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
The Turtle Power, like that song, like they had them rapping and all that. I love that. Even 2002 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Forever a classic. And he was just like, I've never seen the 2002 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was just like, oh man, you're missing out on everything. So it's just something like that. Cause like nostalgia is passion for me. And it's just like, I could go on for days about, because I mean, granted, like, and I feel as though with people nowadays, when it comes to like YouTube and things like that, it's just like, they don't understand how hard it was. One, back in the day when YouTube, like you had to deep search for stuff. And even then, like it wouldn't show in your area. But I still remember back then, like as a kid, waking up early in the morning, not to watch or go on the internet to watch YouTube, but to put it on like Kids WB or ABC Kids on Saturday morning to watch like Recess or Looney Tunes, Yu-Gi-Oh, Jackie Chan Adventures, Mucha Lucha, Power Rangers. Like I can go on for days about that because that was a grind. Because if you missed that episode, you're gonna be in torment for that week.
Yep. if you missed TGIF and you didn't see Family Matters and Boy Meets World and you went into school on Monday and you didn't see the episode, you were done. You were lost.
There was no spoiler alert either.
Lost.
Yeah.
Like if you had cable, it sometimes helped because I know there was like some channels where there's like a, like for example, there's like a ABC East and like an ABC West. So it's just like one of those like, oh, like if you like live on the East, like if you're like in the Central or you live in the East Coast, it's like, oh, I missed it. But like there's a West channel for it, and you know it's gonna air like 2 to 3 hours later. You wait for that. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna miss it. Unfortunately, like it took years for me to be that kid to have cable, to be like, oh, like I can watch it. Like, man, people didn't understand, like, especially like leaving school. Because for me, I was a huge Toonami fan. And like I love Toonami. I raced home, getting done with school to try to beat the 3 o'clock time hour. So I can be like, okay, Toonami starts with this show called Reboot, which I love. And then after that was a Gundam Wing show. It's like, I can't miss those. If I have an after school program that I need to go to, whether it's anything sports or like debate or like choir or anything like that, I'm going to hate myself for it. But usually I will check like a TV guide or anything like that back in the day. Oh man, speaking of TV guides, man.
Yeah, yes. You dated yourself immediately when you said I would check the TV guide. That was it right there.
Like you check to see what's going to be on for like the week or a month and be like, all right, I know it's going to be on this day, so I am not going to miss it. Whereas
the
like
part was when you had the TV guide, you're like looking forward to it, and you didn't know that they changed it, and you're just like sitting, you're like, what is this? And and you had no guide to tell you otherwise. Like, you're just sitting there, you're like, I'm so angry right now.
So, funny story, actually. So, back in the day, so when Raw ended up moving, I forgot what channel they were on before they moved to USA.
It was a TNN.
Was it TNN?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was TNN.
So I forgot that they announced that they were moving over to TNN. So literally, like, the time, like, when Raw came on and I was still on TNN, and I was just like, okay, it's Ripley's Believe It or Not, and it's and some other show after that. I was just like, wait, I don't think Raw is canceled. Like as a kid, I'm just like, what's going on? And then I'm like, and this is about 9 o'clock right now, so I'm just angry. I'm just like, there is no wrestling on. Like, what is going on? And my dad hit the TV guide for me, so he was just like, "Oh, you want to watch wrestling, huh?" I was like, "Yes." It's always on TNN, and it's not on. Like, it's some I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the show, but it's like those two dudes that like talk in Japanese voiceovers, and they just show people
Extreme XC.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was on,
yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not here to watch this. I want to watch wrestling. And he was just like, "You didn't check the TV guide, did you?" I was like, "No." He was like, "They moved over to a different channel," and I was like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Yeah, it's on USA." And I'm just turning to, I was like, "Oh, you're joking." And I was like, I literally, and I'm mad at myself because I was just like, "Oh, I can just go through like all like 60 or 70 channels that's on like the TV guide and just like flip through, wait. No, I just decided to sit down and just be mad and just soak in that maybe I should have checked the TV guide for just in case." Because I checked it frequently and made sure I was on top of it. But one day I wasn't, and I was mad. I was so mad.
I love how you brought up the flip and wait.
Yes.
Because I remember doing that and always like going past. I was like, it's got to be on here. And then it'd be on a commercial. I'd be like, I guess it's not on here. Then I would just keep going. And then I would come back. I'd be like, oh, it's still not on. I guess it's not on.
Well, and that's the thing. And that's the thing, too, was the commercials. Because it was just like you flip and wait. Okay, commercial. Flip and wait. Another commercial. Flip and wait. Okay, they're showing something on TBS. This ain't it. All right. Flip, wait. Okay, now you got like Antique Roadshow on or something like that. Oh, I'm way too far back. I gotta go backwards. And then it's the whole rinse cycle repeat and just waiting.
The struggle that kids will never understand of the 90s of the things that we had to do watching TV. Like, I mean, you have the generation before that they were the channel changer and they had to go up and turn the TV.
They go up, turn the TV.
But I mean, that TV guide generation, the generation of click and wait and trying to see what's on, having to go to the TV guide and actually see what's on. And even like Joe said, it might not be on. They might have scheduled something completely different. Or I hated the U.S. Open when they would go on USA and completely take over Monday Night Raw or the dog show. I'm like, come on, man, these stupid dogs. I want to watch wrestling. I want to watch the dog show.
Like, they got it so easy now. They just don't understand.
No,
it's the entitled era. It really is the entitled era that we live in. They don't understand. They just don't care.
It's crazy.
We sound so old, but it really is. The whole, everything at your fingertips.
Yeah.
The struggle that we had to do when we were
it's like there's no vindication anymore of just waiting to be like, oh, like I gotta wait a week to watch like a new episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, okay, I will wait.
Yes.
And then it's just like now it's just like, oh, like, you know, people binge watch series on Netflix like it's no tomorrow and be done. It's just like, no, like I don't want to sit and just watch through the whole series. I like waiting to where it's just like, okay, I gotta wait a week for this, so I gotta sit in this. And not only that, I get to talk to people about this, what happened. It's not like how it is now to where it's just like, oh, like I've watched 2 episodes of Stranger Things and I want to talk about it with somebody. And then after it's like, oh, I've watched the whole thing. And it's just like, wait, what? Like, I'm not that far in yet. And they already spoiled it for me. So I'm just like, God.
Yep.
No, back then we didn't have a spoiler alert system either. No one ever. Kids were ruthless. If you didn't see it, they were telling you about it whether you wanted to hear it or not. That was that. Now you have this whole thing where it's a spoiler alert. I didn't even know there was a such thing as a spoiler alert. Because when I was a fucking kid, you just fucking you went in the next day. If you didn't see it, now you're gonna know whether you want to or not.
I felt so bad because I spoiled one of the biggest reveals in Raw history to my buddy at school, and it was the higher power when Vince was the higher power, and he didn't see that Monday Night Raw. And I go into school so excited to talk to him, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Can you believe it was Vince who was the higher power?" And he's like, I didn't get to see Raw last night." I was like, oh no! Like the disappointment in his face.
Like
I can relate to that because I was the exact same way. Because I missed the Raw when they were showing like they were doing like they was kind of the start of the WCW invasion. So like they had it was the episode where DDP revealed himself as a stalker.
Yeah.
So like I didn't watch that episode, and I think that's the same one like Lance Storm showed up. So I missed that, and my neighbor was just like, bro, he was like, man, like I can't believe DDP was a stalker, and I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, he's the stalker. He's been stalking Sarah, and I was just like, wait, that happened yesterday? He was just like, oh, you didn't watch it, did you? And I was just like, no, I missed it. I had a birthday party to go to. And he was just like, oh, man, it was sick. Like, he came out on a motorcycle like The Undertaker, had the hood up. It was dark. He put his hand up like the fist, like doing the Undertaker, like last riot thing. And then he took it off. And then, like, the lights came up. It was DDP, and the crowd went crazy. And I was just like, what? like there's no way.
This generation, they don't get it. They just don't.
They don't understand it. They don't understand the struggle of actually like spoiling something and the instant like sadness and regret of being like, I can't believe I've missed it.
I feel like this show could go another 3 hours with nostalgia stuff, because like the first thing that came to mind when we said about the struggle was trying to record a song on a cassette and hitting record at the same time as soon as the commercial ends. Yeah, on the radio. And like as soon as the DJ stopped talking, you had to hurry up and hit record real quick and then stop it right before the DJ came back on. Like stuff like that. Yeah, definitely kids won't understand that.
Making a voicemail. Like making a voicemail was such hard because it's just like you had to put your cell phone at the time close to your stereo, playing your favorite song, have it play like the opening like 10-15 seconds of it, and then you come in like, hey, sorry, I'm not here right now, leave me a message, I'll get back to you, and put it right back at the stereo so it can finish playing it. Man, like that took me back when you said that.
My gray Nokia, I remember this to this day. My voicemail was MC's hammer, you can't touch it. So every time you do the I would cut it off and I go, leave a message.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. It was 30 seconds of me doing that, and everyone hated it.
I would never ever call you ever. Like I would never want to fucking call you. I'm like, I'll wait to see you.
I am crying right now. That is awesome. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great.
I was like, you have to hear my voicemail.
And like it was one of those things too, to where, well, at least for me, like depending on the mood you were in, you were constantly changing it. So like in one mood, like you was doing MC Hammer K touches, and then like let's just say like you had that crush in school that you wanted to impress. You play like Michael Jackson or Prince or like a slow R&B song. So when they call and you say you were busy, but mostly it's just like so you can hear them listen to the song. And then like when you call them back, it's like,
Deep I
oh, I
am.
heard you got a nice little voicemail. It's just like, yeah, like that song I thought of when I think of you
That
and all that. It'd be like,
Usher, you got it bad playing in the background like that. That would be it
Mhm.
right there. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one right there. Oh man, it was just the grind of that, man.
Yo, it sparks your creativity so much more though. I feel like those 90s kids, their creativity is just like that. I think that's where I got mine, was just being goofy as a kid.
Yeah,
I live it to this day. Like I just like it's a mindset.
It is, honestly, it's a mindset.
So, like I said, we could go on for hours, and most likely we're going to have another episode to where that's all we're going to have to talk about is we're going to have to do a 90s nostalgia episode. But
I'm for it.
But so let's veer this back to Black Wrestlers Matter this Friday night, September 2nd in Chicago. Yeah. So maybe some last words. What going into this for everyone, all the competitors going up against you? What are some of the last things you got to say leading up to this big match, which, like you said, you will be bringing home for a third time?
Basically, people that are in this match, y'all gonna put respect on my name. People that are watching it, you're gonna see something that is gonna be history in the making. That's me winning it for a third time, to where I can put myself in the echelons of being one of the best wrestlers on the Black Wrestlers Matter show and get a shot at that silver smoker. So if y'all want to prove me wrong for the people that's in this match, I hope you do that. But the thing is, I feel as though my determination and my grit outshines your determination and grit, because I know what it takes to win this. Y'all, unfortunately, do not. I was like, most of you guys, some of you guys are in this match again, y'all know what it's like to lose. I hope you find some way to win, but I'm not going to make it easy for you, or I might not make it happen at all, because I got a Falcon death grip on this trophy. So it's just like, you're gonna like, I mean, I ain't gonna say you're gonna have to kill me to take away from me, because I mean that's physically true, but I feel as though at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I'm gonna be the last one standing. I've done it twice. What makes y'all think that the third time is gonna be as hard as the first time or the second time? Because there's a couple new people in it, a couple people that might be bigger, might be badder. I've beat bigger, I've beat badder, I've beat smaller, I've beat badder. Point is, that trophy means a lot to me. Like I stated earlier, that trophy means the world to me. More than anything outside of my fiance, which I have to throw that subly in there. But back to the matter at hand, I've done so much with this trophy. And like I've stated a few weeks ago, I thank God for this trophy every single day. And I will do absolute everything in my power to not lose it. And then if it comes to the point that I can trade that trophy for a chance at the Silver Smoker, and I hope the people, the higher ups that be, are watching this, I will cash this in for a chance at that Silver Smoker, that Black Wrestlers Matter Championship, which also says I am definitely going to keep my eye on that main event. Best of luck to the winner, whoever that may be. I don't have a person who I am personally going for or rooting against. Only thing I see is that Silver Smoker, and I want it just as much as I want this trophy, and I'm going to keep it.
All right, there you go. There you have it. September 6th, 2nd, Chi-Town. Friday night fights, baby.
Let's get it.
So, DeLorean, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great having you, great talking to you, and we cannot wait to see you defend that trophy and bring it home for the third straight time. So thanks again, and have a great night.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me on here. We got to do this again.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. Pretty sure we already scheduled that for the next time.
Yeah.
90s night.